For those of you that are too young to remember, do you remember the movie Porky's?
I totally remember Porky's. That was...
When there was a woman who, you know, they say she howled like Lassie, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember.
Let's talk a little bit today about how to make her howl like Lassie. Or really, let's talk about dating after a breakup. God, what a great segue. I don't think I could have found that segue in there. Where did that segue come from, David? Oh my God. How did you ever do that segue? Let's talk about dating after a breakup and the most important thing you can do after a breakup, okay? The most important thing you do after a breakup is not date. What happens is after a breakup, you're vulnerable. I don't care if you've done the breaking up or if you've been broken up with. The problem is after dating after a breakup, you're looking for a replacement. You're angry, you're pissed off, you're lonely, you don't want to be single again. So what happens is you go into the single world with that energy. That energy is what I call a very desperate energy. And what happens is you meet someone else who's angry, you meet someone else who's desperate, you meet someone else who's just like you, and the two of you are going to be miserable with each other. The first thing you want to do after a breakup is take inventory of your life. What went wrong in the relationship? Write it down on a piece of paper. This is what went wrong in the relationship. Also take responsibility for what you did wrong in the relationship. Nobody is 100% wrong in any relationship, okay? When a couple breaks up, it's a 50-50 deal. So take responsibility of what you did, take responsibility of what they did. Now you need to forgive yourself what you did and forgive yourself with what they did. You need to come clean with it. Then what you need to do is you need to write down what you want in your next relationship. What do you want in this next relationship? I want this. Be very specific with what you want. Really specific with what you want. And write that down too. Yeah. If you want somebody that is great in bed, right? I want somebody that's great in bed. But don't forget to write down, I want somebody that's great in bed who also has a head on their shoulders, because then you'll just get a psycho. And I've dated the crazy people before, you know? Then what you need to do is spend time getting to know yourself again. What do you like to do? Write down a list of 5 places that you like to go. Start like cultivating your life. Start enjoying the aloneness. Start enjoying your oneness again. Take a little vacation, maybe with some friends or whatever it is, to clear your head up. But don't jump into the dating pool again for at least 45 to 90 days. Because it gives you time to process all these things. Because if you can process all this, you're going to start feeling better about yourself. Because one of my biggest turnoffs when I was dating was to go out with somebody who would just sit there and I go, so tell me a little bit, tell me a little bit about what you've been doing the last year. Just an innocent question, just kind of flirting, having some fun. And they go, let me tell you what I've been doing the last year. This guy just broke, and they just rip the guy to pieces, and they're angry. Kim, did I forget anything?
No, that was beautifully put.
Anything you'd like to add?
But I would like to add something.
Thank you so much. I knew she would.
I think, too, the fact is that you have to be able to sit with yourself. So many people cannot sit with themselves. And, I mean, right? No, it's like they have to fill that emptiness, And a lot of times it's not just, sex, and they'll get into drugs, they'll get into like crazy things, just to fill that, because they just can't sit with that emptiness. I think it's when you're okay with yourself is when you're able to move on. I really do. I
agree, and that's the key here, is being okay with yourself again. You got to fall in love with yourself before anybody can fall in love with you, and it's really important. And I talk all about this in my What's Your Excuse self-love program, because without falling in love with yourself, you will never have a great relationship. If you're trying to validate yourself, or if you're out there trying to meet people because you think it's going to fill a void in your life, you got to fill that void on your own, because when you're healthy, you'll meet someone healthy, and that's the most important thing. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Say goodbye, Kim.
Goodbye.
Check out my daily blog, free podcasts, and all my products at davidwygant.com.